podcast services. I am Devanshi Sharma, and in today's video, we are going to talk about a simple way of breaking down your brainstorming techniques. We are going to talk about the thought map. I'm going to start with a small anecdote that happened recently with one of my friends, Ria. Ria is a very passionate writer, and with that, she also works full-time in a multinational company. Ria told me that she was having issues in ideation of her story. I asked her, what happened exactly? She mentioned that when she got up in the morning, she had a lot of amazing ideas. When she was in the metro, she would observe people. When she was in her cubicle, she would have amazing little character sketches that she would want to put in her story. But when she came back home, she was that tired that everything that she had thought of just disappeared. One day, she had an amazing idea about a plot, and she was just about to leave from work to write at home. Just then, her supervisor entered into the situation and said, Ria, what kind of work have you done? These are the escalation emails from the client. Sit on it today and send it right now. Poor her, she had to wait till 10:30 p.m., complete all the tasks that were assigned to her, and then when she came back home, the idea was pushed far behind in her mind. Ultimately, the story remained incomplete. That is when Ria and I discussed about the thought map. The thought map is a simple way of filtering out information, which is unimportant information and important information. So the thought map works like a filter that removes all the unimportant information and leaves the creamy layer of information with you, which you can sit up on, work about, and create the story with. So let's see what goes into a thought map. A thought map is divided into two parts, a webbed thought map and a sequential thought map. In today's video, we are going to discuss the webbed thought map, and in the subsequent video, we'll talk about the sequential thought map. Webbed, as the name suggests, is a web of thought that you create on paper. The webbed thought map has three simple components that we are going to discuss about now. The first one is the main plot. The main plot refers to your story in one single sentence. For example, if I ask you, hey, what are you writing? The first 15 seconds of your answer is your main plot. Simplifying it further, the main plot can also be the first idea that you have in mind for your story. That is the main plot. The second component is the subplot. The subplot refers to the themes, the events, the characters, the details that you would want to include in your story. Let's take an example. If your story has 10 themes like travel, humor, love story, the horror part, the thriller aspect, all of those themes or all of those little details come under the subplot. Finally, we come to the third component, which is the subplot or details. Well, if I was a curious kid and I had to ask you 1,000 questions, that is what a subplot is. The subplot refers to the minute little details, from what color of nail paint does your character put, to the cuisines that your character love eating, to the backdrop of your story, the place where your characters are from, the street of the scene. Every little thing comes under the subplot. In a webbed thought map, if you had to imagine how these three components work, let's imagine it in form of a mountain, with a broad base being the main plot, the mid of it being the subplot, and the tip of the mountain being the details or the subplot. When you start your story, you and your reader are here on the base of your mountain. As you give the details about the subplot, both of you climb up, and then as you give the minute little details, you climb up the tip. Always keep this in mind that start from a broad topic, break it into lesser broader topics or narrower topics, and then as you go up, go to the minute little things. This is also the broad to narrow approach of content writing. Do keep this in mind when you're writing any article, any story, anything. If you're brainstorming, always start from the main idea, go to the sub-idea or the themes, and then go into the minute little details. If you're a blogger, for you this can work out in this way, that you start from a broad topic, say 10 things to do in Delhi, go to the themes into it, the things that you'd like to include, and then further include the little details about what are the things, where would you do them, and all of those. When you create this kind of a structure for yourself, you help yourself build a webbed thought map. Let's now see how you can actually create a thought map. To create a webbed thought map, the first thing that you need to do is create a big circle in between and write main plot. The next step is to create subplots, so it can be multiple, as many as you want. Further, to have subplots, you can have small little circles here as subplots. Do keep this in mind that when you are creating the main plot, this has to be the biggest circle. This is your first idea and therefore really important. Further, as you go to the sub 1, sub 2, sub 3 plots, always have a little bigger circle than the subplot so you don't get confused. And at the end of it, when you're talking of details, these are minute details per subplots and therefore can be smaller little circles. So this is how you could create your webbed thought map. This is what a webbed thought map is all about. Stay tuned for the next video that talks about the sequential thought map. If you found this video a little bit helpful as well, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also, forward this video to those who face a bit of trouble like Riya, who think what to do next and who are extremely passionate about what they are doing. So lots of love, and we hope that you keep doing what you do the best.